Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to .hack Quarantine, the fourth and final game in the original .hack saga. It's finally happening. Oh my gosh, it has been such a long time coming. Here we go. Now before I really get into the game, I'm just gonna say, everyone... Oh, let's not data load, let's convert. Everyone who has not seen my Let's Plays of the first 3 games, if you're not familiar with the first 3 games, absolutely nothing that's happening here is going to make any sense to you at all. So there will be links down in the description of this video, and all of this franchise, this series of videos for Quarantine. There will be links down in the description to my playlists for my my Let's Plays of Volumes 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, here we go. Let's let's dive into this. Let's get a little recap of everything that's been going on. Yeah, here we go. It's gonna be great.
The day that he first played the world. His friend Orca fell into a deep coma as a result of Skaith's data drain.
The world isn't just an online game. Something with another purpose is lurking within it.
The Book of Twilight, handed to him by the girl Aura, transformed into a bracelet, giving him 2 extraordinary powers. Data drain, the power to alter monster data. And gate hacking, which allows him to gain entrance into protected areas. And it was these very same powers that put Orca into a coma. However, contrary to hope, the situation continues to worsen. Casualties are no longer contained in the game, and the damages extend to the real world. What is the intention of the game designer, Harold? What is the epitaph of Twilight that supposedly is the key to this mystery? Nonetheless, they have finally found a clue to counterattack.
This marks the beginning of the counterattack.
Counterattack? No! We have just realized the true rule of the game that Harold created.
So, I have played through this entire franchise many times now. I still have absolutely no idea what Kite is talking about when he says that we have just realized the true rule of the game that Harold created. Like everything else Kite says, it seems to just be utter nonsense. This is one of those games with just some fascinatingly bizarre dialogue in it, and I'd be curious to know like how the original Japanese dialogue kind of stacks up, like what that means in relation to the rest of the stuff. Okay, so here we are. This is our desktop. We are just going to be going through news, emails, message board, probably a bunch of stuff like that for the bulk of this first video as I try to remember what the heck is going on. The game did a pretty decent job of summarizing a few of the important like meta plot points. Basically the big one is in the news. Okay, not going to the news yet. I'm gonna go read Kite's email first. In the news, There have been like weird reports, glitches with traffic lights, glitches at computer systems, a hospital suddenly disabling all intensive care units and power plants deactivating, people's tablets won't turn on, just like all sorts of weird little glitches, and it seems to be corresponding to the wave, the thing causing the corruption inside of this video game. By this video game, I mean the world. That is kind of spreading, and so that's kind of a theme as to what's going on. Also, Aura got data drained, and we've been slowly hunting for pieces of her that seem to be held by the 8 phases of the wave. I mean, not all 8 phases, because there's 8 phases and there were only 3 pieces of Aura, but I think we've gotten 2 of her 3. Leos is a sysadmin. He's a jerk. He's moving. Probably wants us to come, help him move a couch or something. I don't know. Oh, here we go. The huge data file belonging to the Cursed Wave is still on the move. Our previous methods will probably be ineffective. Come to Omega Town for a meeting. I have confirmed your registration for Omega server. Cool, so we can now go to Omega, which the game has locked down a bunch of servers and kind of slowly been adding them in. So here's a just a standard patch notes, I guess, for the world, which has been recently updated to 3.65. With this update, the following features have been added: compatibility with Neuro Gloves, basically the Nintendo Power Glove, but for virtual reality. The game is now compatible with the Neuro Gloves controller. Item completion. The item completion event, where players collect over 600 types of items, has begun. I'm not going to be completing that because we have... I've kind of intentionally been skipping a bunch of weird optional little side quests that you get the keywords for the side quests in the anime and stuff, and it's just kind of this weird little crossover thing, and I have just not been bothering with any of those. And the goblin quests haven't bothered with any of those, so probably not going to happen. Where players click over 600 types of items, that's a lot. Go check the board for more details. And then Aura, we're getting an email from Aura. Kites, thank and 3U. I might have asked... So I might have asked you to do something very horrible, but please send me or lend me your help. I'm going to say lend me your help a little more. I like that Aura is slowly getting more and more legible as we have been unlocking more and more pieces of her. Okay, now we can check the news. Bigfoot, probably also caused by the Cursed Wave. New silver dollar coin. Lovely. Second network crisis. This is a good one. So, there have been allusions to, in previous, message board threads and emails and news references and stuff, there have been a couple of network crises. There was the Great Network Crisis, which was the result of massive cyber hacking. Sure, just roll with it. Don't pay too much attention to the term. Massive hacking and cyber warfare on just kind of the network infrastructure of the world, causing all sorts of mayhem and panic. And I think as a result of that, Ultimate became the default operating system of just basically every computer ever. There was also Pluto's Kiss, which was another hacking thing. It was another malware that kind of went through and did a bunch of stuff, and as a result of that, I think it caused screens to flash and stuff, and gave people seizures and caused them to die. I don't know. There have been a handful of those, and I don't remember all of them, but the network crisis, the original one, was kind of a big deal, and so the fact that they're saying there's a second one, this is declaring that there's a second world war. That's kind of the gravitas of this declaration. Anyway, many areas throughout the world have been affected by the recent telecommunication problems. Due to telephone systems in many countries becoming unstable, medical institutions, financial institutions, and traffic have been severely disrupted. State officials believe there's a possibility of a worldwide panic. Alex Coleman, President of the United States and Chairman of the World Network Council, the WNC, declared a second network crisis and urged countries to halt online transactions of all non-critical functions. Some have theorized a malfunction at a military base might be the cause and suggest finding a solution to the problem should be the highest priority. Ultimate was generally believed to be the most secure operating system, as it was the only OS that survived the Pluto's Kiss incident 5 years ago. So yeah, I knew one of them resulted in Ultimate basically being the only one that wasn't hacked and that didn't get corrupted by whatever the network incident was. So that was Pluto's Kiss. This was the first major network incident since Ultimate was designated the standard operating system, and the members of the WNC have expressed shock and disbelief at this failure. The WNC plans to conduct an emergency meeting, and countermeasures are being prepared. Some people are calling this crisis Pluto again. Naming is not their strong suit. We still got more news. A junk news. This is lovely. It reminds me of the old strong bad email where he gets a virus. Apology! We apologize for the server trouble and users receiving illegible news articles. We are currently investigating the cause of what happened to those articles, and we promise to try our best to avoid having the same problem in the future. Probably also related to the network nonsense that's going on, which seems very strongly related to the Cursed Wave. Okay, so Leos wants us to go to Omega Town. So I guess we're going to go do that. There's maybe stuff on the board. There's almost certainly stuff on the board. We'll check the board before we log in. And then I'll log in, and then we'll probably call it quits after we watch the inevitable cutscene for reaching Omega Town. So people have been worried about weird things happening, server issues, lots of screen noise, just the thing getting all weird, noises. A lot of people think they heard like a scream come through, just kind of like the static. Like imagine looking at like your monitor or your TV or something, and it just kind of like blinking and getting weirdly static for a couple seconds, and then just hearing a scream. That's kind of terrifying. So there have been a lot of other problems. Let's wait for some official response. So other people's PCs had that noise too. Kind of weird. Don't know what's going on. Everyone's like, yeah, I heard it too. Kind of creepy. Don't know what's going on. Probably some sort of virus. Getting kind of scared. I'm writing here for the first time. The rumor that you become comatose after playing this game isn't true, right? I'm getting kind of scared. Normally, CC Corporation, who's the makers of The World, the video game, they've been pretty good, specifically like Leos, and probably his army of other goons. They've been stamping out any reference to people falling comatose, and I think there's even an official notice saying that it's a blatant lie, and any messages of that type would be banned. And in fact, we posted a message in like the first game, I think, asking about people falling comatose, and our message just got deleted like very, very quickly. Don't think it's just a rumor. According to my friend, apparently there's some people that have just lost consciousness while playing the game. If you can do that with the game, you don't need weapons of mass destruction anymore. Smiley face. Seems there are a lot of sirens after that last noise incident. Why don't you stop saying that kind of crap? I mean, a kind of a mix of like internet, ghost stories, and then all of these files were deleted. Ooh, spoopy. And, just kind of message board trolling, kind of the theme here. But they're also trying to talk about it. A cat reset the machine before the noise happened, so I couldn't see it or hear it because you generally don't see noises, you usually hear them. Just use common sense, people. Things like that don't happen. Just a lot of this stuff, people getting kind of worried about playing the game, but they're still playing the game because they're on the message board inside the game. Anyway, my friend told me that the graphics looked like a virus because viruses have graphical representations. TV only says the same thing as CC, but on the net, it blames the game for all the comatose people. I wonder which is true. I think I'll just wait a bit as well. Stove Dog, there's a name. Yeah, the press that always bashes the subculture is strangely quiet. It's been really freaky. I'm only writing here as well. Okay, so the people are just chatting on the message boards. They're not actually logging into the game. Ooh, 2 kites. This is from a previous game. Marlowe. Ugh. Marlowe's obnoxious. Alright, so Ultimate, people were talking about all the new versions, things being upgraded constantly. Rumor has it that there's a company developing an operating system that's not Ultimate. If that's true, then isn't it the first new operating system since the Twilight of the New Gods? What was that? Twilight of the New Gods. It is a reference to Wagner, Siegfried's whole quest, Nibelung's Ring. I love that a lot of this game is based on like mythology, its own mythology, and then actual real-world mythology, and just like one of my favorite things about this game and the lore they've set up for it. Anyway, so the Twilight of the New Gods was the 3-year period after Pluto's Kiss, as they basically, like, the United Nations, or whatever its equivalent is in this universe, declared that Ultimate was the new operating system that everybody had to use because it was the only one that lasted through these viruses and didn't have all the massive problems that everyone else had. So, Europeans like liberal arts-ish ways of explaining things. Sure. So Pluto's Kiss, it was bad. It was like the countdown to the end of the world. I mean, the Pentagon's host computer was hit. Missiles were about to go off, right? And geez, wasn't it just like some 10-year-old kid who did it? So there you go, recap of Pluto's Kiss. I'm only going through all this stuff again, by the way, because it is pretty darn relevant to the meta plot of what's going on in this game. The kind of atmosphere around the world and all the weird stuff that Kite is dealing with. Yeah, so Christmas Eve of 2005, Lifeline stopped. I was only a kid. I thought it was going to be the end of the world. Pluto's Kiss was a great name for it. Because of that, the layout of the internet became a problem, and the basic operating system was transferred to Ultimate, because Ultimate was the only OS that didn't get hit, right? Oh, they were the only ones that didn't get hit. They benefited? They were the only ones who benefited? Maybe it was a conspiracy. Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't a conspiracy, they basically were mandated by international law to take control of the entire market, which is a really interesting thing. So Ultimate 2011. And they just unveiled Ultimate 2011. It's such a unique name. Not. But I guess it's perfect for a hegemonistic Ultimate. The name even smells like it's from the same branch of the government, like the WNC. So, or is everyone going to upgrade, or what? I'll watch it for a bit. I'm interested in the new OS I'm interested in the new OS that's not Ultimate that someone on this board was talking about earlier. The Anti-Ultimate. They finally announced it. Anti-Ultimate Type OS. You can so tell it's from Orange Computer. The legendary counterfaction movement is still alive. I like the codename Starchild as well. It reminds me of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm getting tired of Ultimate, so maybe it's time for me to jump onto that bandwagon. Oh, good grief, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So, new smoking regulation law. It'd suck if it became a law. I mean, come on. These days, it's just no smoking sections everywhere, and now they want to make it a law. I hate the government. I agree if the smoking regulation continues, the only place I can smoke will be in my room. Instead of just outlawing things, I wish they'd work towards separate areas more. I'm all for the smoking regulation law. What are you talking about, separate areas? There's no sense if you have smokers or in a non-smoking section. That is kind of a valid point. It kind of negates the separation if the smokers can just kind of be right around the non-smoking area. Anyway, I mean, what's so great about smoking? You don't get any kind of benefits. I don't even know why they sell it. Sure, internet. New generation of cell phones. Sounds great. New generation cell phones are coming out. Fully supported by Ultimate, has voice commands. And the peripherals are great too. I definitely think this is a buy. Wow, this game was released in like 2003 or something? When did the first iPhones come out? When did Siri come out? This is interestingly prophetic. for being such an old game. Even if the spec looks good, it's about the price. If the minutes are constant and the phone itself is about 40,000 yen, then yeah, I think it's a buy. Okay. Online sex shop was caught. White Eye Pike. My friend, you know how they busted that online prostitution, right? My friend was using it and he got caught by the cops. Stupid mate. It's called Come Whenever, right? The names of those things are really corny, I agree. You know, there's some shop in Ikebukuro called Thou World? Names of sex shops. Okay, we're going down this thread. This is a discussion that we're having. I mean, we're not having it, but it is being had in this game. Hey, I want to go to Thou World. Where is the exact location? Is it in the north? You should look for those things yourself. I pray for ye success. Gee, thanks. Great. All right, equation for the future. What I Night. The theory published by some professor from some college. You could regulate the range of a phenomenon in the future. Maybe it was a rumor on the net. I think I saw something about it somewhere. There were some equations too. I think it was a hoax, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no, it isn't. It's kind of famous among certain people. I don't know much about it, but it's like all future incidents are decided upon how strong that individual's power of imagination is. Really? Then if I pray really hard that I want to get rich, I'll get rich? That's great. I don't think it works like that. I think that's what's called the infinite diversity theory. That's been the rumor for the past 2 to 3 years. I've heard about the equation that can regulate the range of action of future incidents. Want more info? It sounds fake. I agree. Not quite the same as self-help seminars. Not gonna read the rest of that. You guys can pause the video and read that if you want. Me and her tickets. I tried to reserve the tickets for me and her on the net, but it won't go through. Both the phone and the internet are down. What's up with that? Did anyone else get tickets? If you got extras, you want to sell me one, please? Pretty please? Pretty please? Pretty please with sugar on top? Cherry on top? Just covered in frosting? Like a cake? A delicious, please, cake. I couldn't get any either. I heard that the network went down, but I thought they said that Ultimate was flawless, but it's so damn useless. Well, I wouldn't connect either. I wasn't trying to get me and her tickets, though. Wouldn't be caught dead watching that. Just, jeez, that's, not even, I don't even listen to that. I don't know why it's on my iPod. Must be like my roommate or something, I don't know. There were some noises on the net phones as well. Hey, Ultimate, there's something wrong. I want WNC's permission. Or, not permission. Opinion. There we go. Losing my words. This has been a lot of reading. I'm hoping I don't lose my voice. I want to record more of this today. All right, I've got one extra. You want it? Yes. Yes, I do. Oh, really? Oh my god, how much do you want for it? I'll give it to you for free. But instead, let's have tea after the concert? Oh, don't worry, I'm not some weirdo. There's nothing to worry about. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. The Future Bay. I experienced it. The catastrophe at Future Bay. I was there. Okay, so I'm almost positive this is a reference to the anime. I've mentioned this in other dot hack videos, like the other series, but I haven't mentioned it yet in this one. So there's the dot hack game franchise, the original game franchise, these 4 games: Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine, which we're playing right now. Each of those 4 games comes with like a little side anime video following a specific handful of people in the outside, like offline world, and they're dealing specifically with the stuff we've been seeing in the news inside the game here. So they're dealing with being in a hospital and having all the fire alarms go off and having like bomb shelter doors drop and they can't get out for no reason other than that whatever's happening in the game, you know, the cursed wave, is leaking out into the system. They're dealing with all the traffic lights turning green at the same time, and it just cars crashing into each other nonstop. Things like that. So this is, I believe, a reference to what happened in the anime for the 3rd episode of the game. There's also a dot hack sign anime series, like 26 episodes or something like that, 20-ish episodes, and that details, it focuses around Tsukasa and Sora and BT and Bear and Krim and Silver Knight and Subaru and like all these characters, and we've seen kind of ghosts and references to them throughout playing the game. It's been kind of like optional fun side stuff that I've been going out of my way to try to encounter because it adds an interesting bit of flavor to the game, and it actually surprisingly does tie into the main story of what's happening here, which we'll get into that later on in this series because this is going to be the one where we wrap everything up. So I will be talking about that stuff later. Probably at the very, very end when we figure out what the hell is actually going on with like Aura and all this other stuff. Cursed Wave, 8 phases, Kubia maybe, Elk, Mia, Wise Man, Kites, Balmung, Orca, all that stuff. We'll deal with that all later. But anyway, I'm almost positive this is what it was, because I remember the movie theater being a thing. So the catastrophe at Future Bay, I was there, I went to see the movie with my friend, the alarms all went off, the smoke came up, I really thought we were going to die. We were right by the exit, so we were all right, but I don't want to be near other people for a little while. My condolences, but thank God you're safe. My friend was in the area too. He was in the basement mall half an hour before it happened. I don't even want to think about what would have happened if he had stayed any longer. They still don't know what caused it, right? What the hell is the government doing? Yeah, basically because Ultimate was deemed safe. The government has been automating as much as they possibly can. So, like, imagine, kind of retro distant future where everything is controlled by computers, and now the computers are getting kind of scary because of the world. Alright, so today's web news, the garbled news. Did y'all read today's web news? It was like completely garbled and you can't read it at all. They soon sent out an apologies, but is it a defect in Ultimate? I got it too. I wonder what happened. There's something going on in the networks. I'm not the only one, right? Let's calm down, people. Garbled messages are pretty common. Why do you guys always insist on thinking negative? There are really bad rumors about the net and the world, but I think most of it has no basis. Yeah, because you're just thinking something clearly makes it true. Excuse me. Everyone's all hyped up about it, so the media has been on the bandwagon as well. It's a never-ending circle. We should have more faith in Ultimate, CC Corp, and the WNC. Yes, let's put our faith in mega corporations. That never goes wrong. People who are optimistic like you is the reason why Ultimate, CC Corp, and the WNC treat us like crap. I'm sure everyone was like that until Pluto's Kiss happened. They have no sense of danger to the point of sheer stupidity. Oh, and I'm not going to bother to debate about it, so don't bother responding. Abnormal state. What is going on? Calls aren't going through, the stock market isn't functioning, even the trains are late. What the hell is going on? It's all screwed up where I'm at. And the news won't tell me anything. Is something like Pluto's Kiss happening again? The second net crisis? According to some sources, there will be an official statement from the WNC. Maybe it's the second net crisis, but I sure hope not. Are you serious? This isn't funny. See the WNC announcement? The second network crisis. Pluto again. I don't care what they call it. I just wish they'll do something about it. My friend is hospitalized in that coma thing. I'm so worried. Didn't they move everything to Ultimate to stop something like this from happening? It's all WNC's fault. And then patch notes, hooray! I love the first set of patch notes, which is, this is patch notes. Patch notes will follow in the post below. Compatibility with Neuro Gloves. The game is now compatible with the Neuro Gloves controller that is worn on the player's hands. There are 15 analog sensors within the controller, and the movements of the player's hands are input directly into the game. Experience for yourself the realism now possible with the addition of this capability. Also, item completion event. Event information. Collect various items that are hidden in the world and register them on a list. Rare items and books are not included. Oh, then I might actually be okay with that. To enter, talk to any town's NPC located in each of the server's root towns. Select register items from your talk menu, and all items that are in your possession will automatically be registered. Once the item is registered, even if you sell or trade the item, the registered data will remain intact. Once the list is filled, the event is over. All NPCs in each of the towns are common, so it does not matter which town you register in. You will receive a special item when you complete the list. There is no time limit. The item list is very, very long, though, so please take your time in this challenge. And that's it for the board. We've been doing this for half an hour already. Normally, I don't want to go too much longer than this, but it's literally all been reading, so we're just going to log in. We're going to go to Omega Town, and we're going to, watch, like, the opening cutscene, because I know there's going to be one, and I actually think I remember what it is. Omega Town's really cool. It's one of my favorites. And then we'll call it quits after that. We're gonna have a little bit of gameplay, right? You know? Also, freaking elk. You were so useless.
Do you know where Mia is? She was right there. Hey, you know where she is, right? Tell me. Tell me where she is.
I don't know. I just got here.
Okay. If you see her, tell me. You have to tell me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Mia has been, sorry, okay. Gotta get used to my controls again here. Mia's been acting weird. She had, like, a glitchy microphone for a bit. She was, like, walking around like she's drunk. She's just kind of been vanishing. Elk has been increasingly panicking, as we just saw. What on earth do I still have to do in Lambda server? Sorry, brief detour. There must have been a quest that I forgot to complete. I mean, we can't do it now because we gotta do other stuff first, but... Oh, snap! We never did the post-game thing from the last one. Did we? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll go check that out at some other point. Okay, so Omega server, which has a really cool name, the Relic City, Leah Fall. This place is really neat. Thank you, Kate. You are, as always, a fountain of wisdom. I don't know what we would do without this text box.
It's too dangerous here. We're warping.
Helba? Warp?
I love how Kite just doesn't seem to understand anything that's happening around him. So that's Helba, our hacker friend. She is fantastic. And then we're going to run into Leos here in a moment, because he's not going to be happy with what's going on. Yeah, there he is.
Welcome to paradise.
Net Slum?
It's a mirror of Omega server, which is mine.
When did you? I can't let my guard down for even a minute.
But we're safe because of this mirror server.
Yeah! What do you expect us to do in a place that unstable?
I'm sorry.
Is that how you apologize to someone?
I am telling you, I am sorry.
Well, there's no point in arguing about something that's already happened.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
What? Why are you all...
Let's begin our strategy meeting. The wave is still moving at this point. If it is difficult to determine the location, let's specify its movement. That is essentially the plan for this operation, right?
Yes. Worka told me about it before. Orcas, killer whales, create an enclosure when hunting prey to close any escape paths. But if there's no place for the prey to run, then they will disperse. So they create an escape route on purpose to lure the prey to where it is the most convenient.
Most convenient?
The surface. It's a dead end for the prey. So if our enemy is moving, I was thinking maybe we can apply it.
It is a good plan.
Using the analysis of the virus core provided by Leos, Helba is developing a vaccine program.
The vaccine won't be able to destroy the wave, but it may be able to corner it. Don't worry, leave it to me. But are we going to have enough people?
That's not a problem. We'll have my employees that I trust do it.
We'll get more pig heads.
Shut up!
Putting pig heads aside,
What?
excuse me, what do we need to do to prepare for the operation?
I would like to measure the data fluctuation. I would like for you to investigate Omega, bigoted snowflake's capsule, as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Meeting adjourned.
Yay! Meeting adjourned. Okay, so this is Omega Server / also NetSlum, which has replaced the official Omega Server because Helba has more foresight than Leos. So we got a grunty pen here. Do I have my map? Can I? Hang on. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, the map is awful. Okay. So we'll be able to save our game there. We'll be able to raise grunties. So it's actually not that large, but it is NetSlum, and NetSlum is awesome. It's got really cool music too. Okay, so I think we're gonna call it here. We have a mission. We need to go just try to figure out what's going on. We're gonna try to do something with hacking and the cyber, and we're gonna try to like corner whatever this wave is. I need to go back and look at my old videos and see if I actually did that. I might have just like loaded the wrong file here. That's fine. Anyway, so yeah, gonna call it here. Next time we'll actually play the game. It'll be exciting. Actually, we're gonna go read a bunch of email in the next one, but I don't think that's gonna take another like half hour. I think it'll take much less than that. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and as always, may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.